Shalom. Shalom, people. Man, people. Man. It is getting wild. I mean, the freaks don't just come out at night anymore. They come out whenever the hell they want now. Oh, you got that little dog and Shoney, that dog and pony show going on. First couple days, Democratic debates, and you're seeing the face of the leaders, the desired leaders of the world, the people that wish to rule the world, unite all mankind underneath one banner. Those Democratic candidates, they all represent the kind of people they want you to fall behind, to say that person represents me. See, what you are witnessing now is the destruction of democracy. It started with the election of Donald Trump. Now, some of you might be saying, like, how is that so? Well, Donald Trump simply represents the incarnation of everything that they want you to see being wrong with the way the world is now. Or more specifically, what's wrong with the current state of liberties in this country. Donald Trump was meant to give a bad name to liberty. That's his whole purpose in this whole show. He was meant to give a bad name to the concept of freedom, to the concept of individual rights that cannot be taken away from you just because. All the little nice things that America supposedly stood for, Donald Trump purpose was to be the incarnation of that and then go on to make an enemy of himself. Mainly in the eyes of minorities. All the accusations of Donald Trump being a white nationalist and all that different kind of stuff, that's all part of the plan. It's all association. Oh, look, the guy up there, he has white nationalist ideals. He won't call down white nationalists. Oh, look at him. That's also the same guy that won't let won't step all over the Constitution like we want him to, though he has done some things, but the whole purpose was to be this face of freedom, and thus to give the concept of freedom a racist overtone, to make minorities, black people, think that the only thing that they should want is no freedom. Because, look, freedom is just the concept of racist white people. All you have to do is look at Donald Trump. It's association. You take something that you don't want people to like anymore, and you give that something a point of focus, something that people can focus on and say, okay, that represents this something. And then you taint it. when Donald Trump ran for presidency, just go back and listen. He pandered heavily to the concepts of the Constitution, the concepts of all the rights and liberties that it gives everyone in this country, right? Okay. But of course they had their little, their little events too, where the little incidents, which may or may not have been staged. I think they were, they give him that white supremacist, racist overtone. And, he went on to do play his whole role in it. And then the liberal Democrats, they're picking up. It's now their turn. You're hearing all kind of calls for different infringements on various rights coming from the left. And what is their usual excuse for it? To fight racism, to fight bullying, to fight the rise of white supremacy. So the First Amendment has been weaponized according to their narrative. We have to take the First Amendment away, or the white supremacists, the white nationalists are going to mobilize themselves and start attacking everyone. We got to take the Second Amendment away to disarm all the white nationalists. You see? So they use Donald Trump to give the concept of wanting to keep these rights, seeming to be the machinations of racist white people. It's hard to stress this to folk now, but things work in a process. It's like step 1, step 2, step 3. These people think this crap out decades in advance. Whenever they want someone to hate something, whenever they want the populace to hate something, they have to give that something a face. They have to give that concept, that ideology, a name. Give it a character. And then they have that character do things that they hope makes everyone hate it. And when you hate that character, you're going to hate the ideology that it represents. That's how it works. That's how they do this stuff. That's what Donald Trump is. And now you're seeing the next phase of it. Here come the Democrats to save you. They're not even playing, they're not even trying to convince you that they're even going to honor the Constitution anymore. They used to be like, oh, we're not going to come for the guns. We're not taking your guns. We're not doing this. They don't even bother with that anymore. These last couple of 2 nights, these fools just every last one of them. For all the little arguing and pandering that they did, trying to speak Spanish and all kind of stupid ass shit they did. For all that crap, they were all in unison, unanimously supportive of the concept of stripping you of your Second Amendment rights, your God-given rights, because all the Second Amendment does is acknowledge these rights. It doesn't give them to you. It just acknowledges that you have them and that no government has the right to take it from you. So they're not even playing with the concept, oh, we're not going to come for your guns. Yeah, they're going to come for your guns. And they're going to cause one hell of a mess when they do. It's going to be bad. It's going to be bad because too many people expect it. Too many people know that's what's going to happen. Now, people say, well, we'll just vote Donald Trump back in office. Well, if it's allowed to, if the elections are even allowed to go down like that. But you gotta understand, Trump is not an option either, really, because like I said, he's just part of the agenda too. So I'm pretty sure they got something planned to happen if he gets back in office. You know, some people theorize that he might actually lose this election and then refuse to leave office. You know, and that can, you know, that right there could set off a civil war type scenario here in this country. You effectively have two governments in place. The government will be effectively split down the middle. One side that supports the new elected government, and the other side that supports the, you know, Trump's government. But I don't know if it'll happen like that. But what I do know, just from seeing these Democrats run their mouths, they are not hiding anymore their true ambitions. They feel that they have the narrative now. They feel that they've cried about the children enough times. The children are crying. Funny how they feel so much for the children when they're outside of the mother's belly. But when the child is inside of the woman's belly, they don't give a damn about that thing. Yeah. It's just a lump of cells, according to the feminists. The children. They only care about the children. And the child has been born already. You know. But before then, hey, it's fair game. You know. They think they have the initiative now. Normally I wouldn't really care too much about this, but you know, having seen it and you know, seeing the change in their narrative, you can just tell that it's about to be on. They're showing that they do not care anymore about our God-given rights that the Constitution acknowledges. They don't care. They want to come at us full bore. And it ain't just the Second Amendment either. It's the first two. Like I said, they want to convince you that you need to be censored in order to keep the racist white nationalists from spreading hate and fear and that's what it's all about. Total lockdown. One world government can't have any dissent in its ranks. Can't have any dissenters. People who are willing to speak the truth, who are willing to adhere to the Most High Yahweh's laws. No, they want you to forget about him and focus only on them and the blessings that they give you. Don't focus on Yahweh no more. And they want to crack down on all that. They want to crack down on all of it. But, you know, Yahweh ain't about that. Yahweh will break this entire damn planet in half before he allows them to have that kind of hold. So ultimately, what's happening here is that these people are ensuring destruction. They are ensuring that all the devastation that we know is to come will indeed happen, because it is the only course of action. They will not stop until they try to lock everything down. So the Most High is going to have to knock everything down. He's just going to have to knock it all down. That's just the way it's going to be. The freaks, they force the issue. The freaks attempt to take away free will. The very thing that the Most High gave us, they wish to take away. So the Most High is just going to have to take a whole lot of the freaks away. And then the world will know who is God. You see it all setting up. You see the plan forming. It all starts to make sense. You're seeing the cause that will lead to the effect. You're seeing the problem that is creating the need for this event to happen. For the longest, we thought that, oh man, or at least I thought, oh man, that's just too much. You know what I'm saying? Why would the world have to plunge into devastation and darkness and things? Why would all this have to happen? Why would so many people have to die and everything? Well, now you're seeing, because it's the only way. If it doesn't happen like that, then these freaks, these wicked people will get their way. As long as their system stays in place, they will continue to push their agendas on people, which will ultimately take away any chance that you have to stay true to the Most High, to what is right. You'll have to conform to whatever lunacy they have thought up. They say it's okay to start having relations with children. You have to conform to it, because if you don't, you're going to get whisked away to a concentration camp to be re-educated. Get pumped full of drugs so that you start to accept it being okay to have sexual relations with children. That's the kind of system that they're going to set up. One that forces you to accept what they want you to accept. Not what's right, not what's wrong, but what they desire. So the only thing that can happen now, it has to be brought down, destroyed. You see the need now. Now all we have to do is wait for the event. Shalom.